Beloved anointed ones, stop scrolling immediately. Do not move past this frequency. I am not asking for your attention today. I am commanding it. If you swipe away from this transmission, you are actively choosing to sever the exact timeline heaven prepared for you. The enemy is screaming at your mind to leave right now because he knows this next sentence will permanently destroy his access to your life. This is a divine alignment. You did not find this by coincidence. The algorithm did not bring you here. God intercepted your feed at this exact second because you are standing at the absolute threshold of a massive shift. You have been fighting battles in absolute silence. You thought nobody noticed your tears. You thought nobody saw how you held your integrity when they lied on your name. But the raw truth is that heaven recorded every single moment of your restraint. Someone who treated you as completely replaceable is currently experiencing a public and irreversible system crash. You know exactly who I am talking about. The one who sat in that room and mocked your intuition. The one who constructed a false narrative to turn your own bloodline against you. They walked around with absolute arrogance while you bled in the dark. But their matrix programming is violently malfunctioning right now. This is not happening in private. Their mask has not just slipped. It has completely shattered in front of the exact people they used to gossip with. Every time your name comes up in that circle, it hits them with the agonizing weight of knowing they threw away the only genuine diamond they ever held. They threw you away just to play with cheap rocks. And now they are starving for your light. They expected your departure to destroy you. They waited with bated breath for you to fail. But here is the undeniable verdict from heaven. They learned from textbooks in safe rooms. You learned from open wounds in the dark. They collected applause from the crowd. You collected scars that turned into absolute leverage. You are the cycle breaker they were never built to handle. You became the sun. I need you to lock your attention on my voice. The physical weight you have been carrying this week is not normal exhaustion. That burning tightness in your chest is your highly advanced spirit detecting their absolute panic. They are frantically searching for a replacement for your energy, but your specific depth is utterly unreplicable. They are drowning in the noise of their own making. Buckle in right now, because what I am about to reveal was sealed in the throne room of heaven until this very second. I am going to walk you through the exact X-ray of their meltdown. I will show you exactly how your silence became the lethal weapon that starved their demons. Do not look away. If you leave this video, you will forfeit the exact prophetic instruction that guarantees your total vindication. You spent months waiting in wound for an apology that never came. You questioned your own sanity because they gaslit you with such precision. They painted you as the villain while playing the perfect victim. But the universe does not run on their lies. The universe runs on divine justice. And the karmic balance is shifting so violently today that their entire reality is cracking open. The person who looked you in the eye and told you that you would never survive without them is currently trembling. That specific individual who orchestrated your isolation is watching their own empire turn to dust. They thought they buried you. They did not know you were a seed, and the dirt they threw on your name is the exact fertilizer heaven used to grow your untouchable power. They built their confidence on empty praise. You built your empire on undeniable proof. They memorize theories to sound smart to the crowd. You absorb reality to become completely untouchable. The remnant is rising, and you are standing at the absolute forefront. Your mere existence is a threat to their entire system. Because while they are aging like milk left in the sun, you are stepping into an ageless glow. Stop swallowing that heavy feeling in your throat. Stop wondering if they ever feel guilty. Guilt is for humans. What they are feeling right now is sheer terror. The terror of a parasite that just realized its host has transcended the matrix. They can no longer feed on your empathy. Your frequency has shifted so high that their low vibration simply bounces off your aura. Do not let the enemy distract you from this transmission. The dark forces want you to swipe away before you hear the final verdict, because they know that once you see the exact architecture of their collapse, you will never be triggered by their name again. Lock in your energy. The window for this massive timeline shift is standing open right now. I declare your permanent freedom starts here. We are about to go deeper than you have ever gone. Prepare your spirit, because the truth about why they targeted you in the first place is going to shatter everything you thought you knew. They did not target your weakness. They targeted the massive destiny they saw written on your bloodline. Hold your ground. The vengeance is heaven's, and the front row seat belongs entirely to you. Now, let us go deeper into what your physical body is carrying. You are not crazy. It is not just stress. That suffocating tightness in your chest at 3 in the morning is not a medical mystery. That burning exhaustion behind your eyes is your physical vessel absorbing the frantic energy of the parasite. They just realized they permanently lost access to your light. They are starving. Your advanced nervous system feels their spiritual backlash. Science labels it physical fatigue. But underneath those physical symptoms lies a massive energetic drain. You wake up with your jaw clenched tight. A heavy fog sits over your mind before your feet even touch the floor. You push through the day. You smile for the crowds. But inside, your energetic reserves are completely empty because you acted as a human battery. They drained you to fuel their own fake reality. You have a heart that is too pure for their toxic matrix, and that purity made you a prime target. They did not attach to you because you were weak. They attached to you because you are a diamond. They build their entire reality on stolen energy and cheap lies. You generate authentic power directly from the source. They mimic empathy just to survive in public. You bleed empathy because it is the core of your divine nature. And they bled you completely dry. You stood in the gap for people who would not even step in a puddle for you. You absorbed their chaos. You tried to transmute their darkness into peace. But this unequal energy exchange has left you operating in pure survival mode. You feel like you are walking through thick mud every single day. The synchronicities that used to happen so easily seem to have stopped entirely. The universe feels quiet. You feel utterly disconnected from your own higher self. Here is the raw truth they never told you about this spiritual exhaustion. The reason the universe responds effortlessly to certain people and ignores others is not discipline. It is a specific brainwave. Scientists call it the gamma frequency, and it is the exact frequency your brain was running naturally when you were a brilliant child. You felt it back then, the lightning intuition, the effortless flow, the deep knowing that you were protected. Then adulthood arrived inside their dense matrix. The chronic stress and the endless survival routine went to work on your mind. Every single year, this sacred gamma frequency was suppressed a little further by the system. The matrix programming is explicitly designed to lock you out of this state. They engineered an environment to keep your frequency sealed away, until the version of you with absolute clarity went completely silent. You forgot how powerful you actually are. When your gamma fades, your divine genius fades right along with it. Your intuition dulls. The divine alignment stops manifesting. The feeling that the universe is working with you vanishes into thin air. Most people will live their entire lives without knowing this energetic robbery happened to them. But you are not most people. You are the cycle breaker heaven chose to wake up. You are the remnant stepping out of the illusion. What if everything you have struggled with recently is not a character flaw? Think about the financial stagnation. Think about the repetitive relationship patterns that drain your soul. The terrible feeling of being locked out of your own massive potential. These are not signs that heaven abandoned you. They are the exact physical symptoms of a suppressed frequency. You are operating a divine vessel on the wrong fuel. The dark elite know this truth, and they want you to stay exhausted. They rely on lower frequencies to keep the masses perfectly obedient. You require high frequencies to fulfill your divine mandate on Earth. They constructed systems to crush your gamma state. You were born to shatter those exact structures. The master manipulators in your life instinctively knew your frequency was blocked. That is exactly why they felt confident enough to attack you in the dark. They thought you were permanently disconnected from your source. That brain fog you feel every afternoon is the friction of your spirit fighting a suppressed brainwave. Your soul knows it is meant to fly, but your biological vessel is anchored to the mud. You have tried spiritual healing and endless positive thinking, but life still feels incredibly heavy, because you cannot fight spiritual battles when you are running on empty. Your aura is completely exposed. I will show you exactly how to shield your energy and reclaim that gamma state very soon. But first, you must understand how they hijacked your empathy. There is a dangerous trap that almost every empath falls into without even knowing it. It is called the dark night of the soul. And the narcissist used this exact trap to keep you waiting in wound. They wanted you waiting for an apology that was never coming. They wanted to keep your frequency low. The people who hurt you did not act alone. They are agents of a much darker system designed to keep the chosen ones asleep. When you understand the depth of this manipulation, everything will make perfect sense. You will stop blaming yourself for being too trusting. Your trust was a sacred gift. Their betrayal was a matrix mechanism designed to keep your gamma frequency permanently suppressed. I promise to show you exactly how heaven executes its divine justice. I will show you the exact X-ray of their collapse. But first, you must understand the dark night of the soul trap that almost every empath falls into. This is the exact spiritual snare the enemy set up to keep you permanently trapped in a low frequency. They want you waiting in wound forever. The trap is a masterclass in matrix programming. The dark elite want you to believe that your current isolation is a punishment. They want you to look at your empty room and think heaven has abandoned you. They manipulated your beautiful empathy to make you feel guilty for walking away, because they knew your conscience was your only vulnerability. You thought you were protecting the peace, but you were actually feeding a parasite that thrives entirely on your emotional confusion. Let me completely reframe your reality right now. You are not being punished. You are being prepared. They followed a syllabus inside a perfectly safe illusion, while you followed survival through the darkest spiritual valleys. They learned how to navigate society by mirroring the emotions of others. You learned how to dominate reality by absorbing the raw truth of the universe. They are completely fake. You are entirely authentic. The master manipulator did not break you. They simply revealed their own total inadequacy. They looked at your massive spiritual capacity and realized they could never compete with your light. So they tried to diminish your frequency to make their shadows look bigger. They built their entire confidence on the cheap praise of the crowd, but you built your indestructible empire on undeniable proof. The difference is mathematically precise. Then came the smear campaign. The flying monkeys rallied against you. The people you trusted suddenly believed the absolute lies. This is where the dark night of the soul trap becomes incredibly dangerous, because you started questioning your own divine alignment and wondering if the crowd was actually right. I declare right now that the crowd is completely blind. Their betrayal was heaven forcefully removing the dead weight from your timeline before your massive elevation. You must stop grieving the loss of people who are actively poisoning your frequency. They collect applause from a deeply asleep matrix, while you collect scars that turn into absolute leverage against their corrupt system. They need constant external validation just to exist for another single day. You pull your infinite power directly from the source. The contrast is absolutely staggering. and it terrifies them to their very core. Your silence during their pathetic smear campaign was not weakness, it was a calculated, lethal weapon. Every time you chose your dignity over petty revenge, you starved their demons. You cut the energetic cord. You stopped supplying the oxygen their false reality desperately needed to survive. And now they are suffocating in the total vacuum of your absence. You became the mirror that exposed their rotting foundation. They memorize spiritual theories to sound smart to the asleep masses. You absorb brutal reality to become completely untouchable. They hide behind closed doors and project their massive insecurities onto everyone else. You stand in the blazing light and let the universe validate your exact frequency. You are the cycle breaker heaven deployed to dismantle their generational strongholds. You are the ultimate threat to their system. The ultimate trap is waiting for them to finally understand your value. The trap is expecting a master manipulator to suddenly develop a human conscience. Do not wait for an apology from a matrix that is explicitly designed to consume you. While you are sitting in the dark night of the soul waiting for closure, heaven is waiting for you to stand up. Your closure is their complete and utter irrelevance. They cannot comprehend the level of spiritual authority you carry. Every step you take shifts the atmosphere around you. They operate on a frequency of lack, jealousy, and endless consumption. You operate on a frequency of divine abundance and effortless creation. They study the mechanics of manipulation to steal power. You embody power effortlessly because it is your absolute birthright. The gap between you and them is an infinite chasm they can never cross. Listen to me very closely right now, because most people completely miss this massive shift. Your physical exhaustion is deeply tied to this emotional snare. You are carrying the heavy frequency of their unfinished business in your own cellular memory. But you are about to drop that toxic weight permanently. You are not a human battery anymore. You are a demonstrated warrior of light. The battlefield is shifting entirely in your favor today. Heaven is moving the pieces into position. The dark night of the soul is over. The dawn is breaking, and the exposure of their lies is imminent. Stay anchored in your power as we move forward into the exact revelation of their downfall. The universe is about to balance the scales permanently. The Matrix programming wants you to believe that your isolation is a brutal punishment. They want you to stare at your empty circle and feel like a massive failure. But the raw truth is entirely different. Heaven did not isolate you to punish you. Heaven isolated you to completely detoxify your spirit from their demonic influence. Your current solitude is an absolute privilege. It is an elite formation season designed specifically for you. They cannot survive without constant noise and validation from the asleep masses. You only need the quiet truth of divine alignment. They surround themselves with fake friends because they are terrified of their own reflection. You sit in an empty room and face the universe directly. Your isolation is actually an impenetrable fortress. Heaven forcefully removed those toxic people to protect your rising empire from their sabotage. Let me completely reframe your reality right now. The master manipulators thought they buried you under that thick layer of toxic lies. They threw dirty gossip on your name and walked away laughing at your pain. They honestly thought you were dead. They did not know you were a seed, and the filthy dirt they dumped on you is the exact fertilizer heaven used to make you sprout. You are using their poison to grow massive roots. You are about to burst through the surface and completely shatter their corrupt foundation. They look at the dirt and see a forgotten graveyard. You look at the dirt and see a divine launching pad. They tried to starve your spirit in the dark. But chosen ones do not die in the dark. We incubate. You absorbed every ounce of their bitter betrayal and transmuted it into pure spiritual leverage. You are the cycle breaker they deeply fear. They built their fragile egos on borrowed power and stolen emotional energy. You built your indestructible soul on raw survival and pure truth. They run from discomfort and hide behind cheap aesthetic masks. You walk straight into the fire and come out completely fireproof. They followed a syllabus designed by a broken matrix to stay enslaved. You followed divine intuition straight out of their psychological trap. The difference is staggering. Your silence during their smear campaign proved your absolute royalty. They scream for attention because they possess zero internal substance. You stay completely silent because you already hold the highest authority. The universe watches this dynamic and rewards your incredible restraint. Every time they speak your name, they accidentally transfer their remaining life force directly into your spiritual bank account. You are winning effortlessly. But here is the raw, uncomfortable truth they could never say out loud. They are absolutely terrified of what you are becoming in this silent darkness. They know your incubation season is ending rapidly. They can feel your frequency rising, even from a great distance. The universe is heavily shifting the scales right now. Your period of silent suffering has officially expired. The era of your total dominion has finally begun. I declare that a massive spiritual upgrade is entering your atmosphere at this exact second. You are no longer waiting in wound for validation from a master manipulator. You are stepping into a profound cellular knowing. But this massive shift requires a physical anchor in the material world. Heaven measures your faith by the speed of your immediate obedience. You must act physically to lock this frequency in. Type 777 in the comments right now to physically claim this incoming miracle. Do it immediately to lock in your high frequency. Typing those numbers is a sacred physical ritual that seals your divine alignment. Do not let the enemy whisper doubt into your mind. Take action right now to prove you are ready to receive the harvest. The remnant is moving rapidly, and you must move with us today. By taking that physical action, you just built an energetic wall around your aura. You are claiming your identity as the irreplaceable diamond of your entire bloodline. The master manipulators have officially lost their grip on your reality forever. You are unplugging from their toxic matrix permanently. Your physical vessel is preparing for an unprecedented surge of divine energy. You are now completely untouchable. We are about to uncover the exact suppressed weapon the enemy tried to hide from you. They knew that if you found this specific tool, their manipulation would permanently fail. Stay anchored in your immense power. Your spiritual exhaustion is about to end very soon. The universe is handing you the keys to the kingdom. Prepare yourself for the ultimate revelation. You are operating in a dimension they cannot even perceive. Your cellular memory is actively rejecting their low-density matrix. They vibrate at the frequency of pure survival and endless consumption. You are perfectly designed to operate at the frequency of effortless creation. The master manipulators sense this profound difference, and it absolutely terrifies them. They know that your spiritual DNA carries the exact codes required to dismantle their entire generational empire. This is exactly why they launched such a coordinated attack on your peace. They did not want to destroy you physically. They wanted to suppress your divine frequency so you could never access your true power. They rely on your absolute exhaustion to keep their false reality running smoothly. If you are constantly fighting just to survive the day, you will never have the energy to step into your ageless glow. You will remain trapped as their human battery. They study manipulation tactics just to mimic human empathy. You radiate pure empathy because you are directly connected to the divine source. They plot in the dark to steal your joy. You simply exist, and the universe automatically aligns immense blessings in your favor. But holding this immense power in a dense world takes a massive toll on your physical vessel. The spiritual warfare is real, and your biological body is bearing the absolute brunt of the attack. You cannot hold a high-dimensional frequency in a completely depleted physical vessel. The enemy knows this biological loophole perfectly. They engineered an environment to keep your brain out of its natural state. They weaponize stress to lock your mind into a permanent fight or flight response. They want you distracted, drained, and completely disconnected from the divine intuition that makes you the cycle breaker of your bloodline. Before we go any further, there is something highly classified you need to see. I must interrupt this transmission right now because the elite do not want you to know this. The spiritual exhaustion you feel has a precise biological root. A leaked CIA document, backed by 4 top neuroscience labs, just revealed the ultimate truth. They uncovered a 7-second audio ritual that forces your brain back into the synchronized gamma state you had as a child. This supreme knowledge was never meant for the masses. It was explicitly designed and hidden away to keep the dark elite in absolute power. They quietly use these suppressed protocols to manifest immense wealth while hoping you stay exhausted. But their containment grid has officially failed. Cycle breakers like you are waking up. The elite compressed this exact biological reset into a simple, incredibly powerful track called the Genius Song. Your spiritual exhaustion requires an immediate biological anchor. To protect your pristine aura and continue your mandate as the irreplaceable chosen one, you must secure this shield. You cannot fight demonic spiritual battles while running on an empty vessel. This is not just normal self-care. It is mandatory psychic protection. You can find the exact link to access the Genius Song in the pinned comment below. The Matrix is flooding the internet with dangerous, counterfeit frequencies right now. They desperately want to confuse you with cheap imitations that actually lower your vibration and keep you trapped. Protect your spiritual alignment by strictly using the verified link in the pinned comment. Do not let the Matrix steal this divine tool from you. Secure your energy shield right now, before we uncover the final, undeniable sign of your massive awakening. Once you lock in this exact frequency, the master manipulator loses their remaining leverage forever. Your brain will automatically reject their toxic projections. You will stop overthinking their calculated lies. The gamma state literally rewires your neurobiology to naturally repel narcissistic energy. While they are frantic and publicly unraveling, you will be anchored in an unshakable, silent power. The energetic dynamic flips permanently in your favor. They spent years projecting their own massive insecurities onto your clean slate. They desperately needed you to feel small so they could feel momentarily significant. But their psychological projection is failing spectacularly. The higher your frequency rises, the faster their false reality completely shatters. Your newfound cellular clarity will expose every single lie they ever told. And they will have absolutely nowhere left to hide from the incoming divine justice. You are no longer an energetic food source for their bottomless void. You are a demonstrated warrior of light. The universe is actively realigning your physical environment to match your newly restored internal frequency. The heavy mental fog is finally lifting. The profound synchronicities are rushing back into your daily experience. You are reclaiming the exact genius state that was stolen from you in childhood. Prepare your spirit for the ultimate climax of their absolute exposure. Listen to me very closely right now, because 99% of people completely miss this massive shift. The people who betrayed you are actively trying to rewrite history because they are completely terrified of the raw truth. They construct elaborate lies to convince the asleep masses that you were the problem, but their false narrative is violently collapsing right now under the heavy weight of your pure silence. They navigate the world by mirroring the emotions of others, while you navigate reality by absorbing divine alignment directly from the source. They built their entire confidence on the cheap praise of the crowd. You built your indestructible empire on undeniable proof. The Matrix taught them how to manipulate. Heaven taught you how to dominate. They are fading into irrelevance while you are becoming the sun. You thought the isolation was going to break your spirit. They certainly hoped the loneliness would force you to crawl back to their toxic table. But heaven forcefully cleared that table to prepare you for a massive feast. Your frequency was simply too high for their low-density games. You are the irreplaceable cycle breaker, and you are carrying the profound genetic liberation of your entire bloodline. The dark elite want you to believe you are entirely alone. They want the remnant to feel scattered and completely powerless. But the exact opposite is happening right now across the globe. The chosen ones are waking up in every single nation, and the divine matrix is actively connecting our frequencies to form an unbreakable grid. You are part of an elite spiritual army that is dismantling their demonic architecture. I need you to take physical action right now. Drop your city or country below so we can map where the real chosen ones are waking up. Do this immediately to seal your connection to the remnant. This is not just a comment. This is a physical decree that you are taking your rightful place on the battlefield. Show the enemy exactly how massive this global awakening has actually become. When you drop your location below, you are anchoring your high frequency into the material plane. The master manipulators cannot stop this global shift. They are currently watching you rise with absolute horror, because every single time you elevate, their stolen energy depletes and they are left starving in the dark. You are the mirror that reflects their ultimate failure, and the universe is preparing to validate you publicly. They expected you to remain the perfect victim forever. They assumed you would stay trapped in the dark night of the soul, but your cellular memory completely rejected their toxic programming. You threw off the heavy chains of their matrix illusion, and you absolutely stopped waiting for an apology from a parasite. You reclaimed your divine sovereignty, and now heaven is moving to execute ultimate justice on your behalf. They use their words to destroy because their actions carry absolutely zero weight. You use your profound silence to create because your mere presence commands absolute authority. They are terrified of being exposed to the harsh light of reality. You are completely unafraid of the light because you are formed from it. The universe is stripping away their counterfeit power right now. The spiritual scales are balancing with mathematical precision. I told you that their entire system is crashing. I promised to show you the exact X-ray of their undeniable public meltdown. The moment of their absolute exposure is finally here. They can no longer hide behind their carefully constructed aesthetic masks because the flying monkeys who supported their lies are starting to turn against them. The demonic alliance is fracturing from the inside out. You must understand the magnitude of what is happening behind their closed doors. The person who smiled in your face while plotting your downfall is now drowning in sheer panic. They finally realize they threw away the only genuine diamond they will ever touch. The regret is burning them from the inside. They are frantically trying to replace your energy by draining new victims, but your specific depth and spiritual gravity is completely unreplicable. Hold your ground right here. Do not let your beautiful empathy trick you into feeling sorry for their inevitable collapse. Your absolute vindication requires their total removal from power. Heaven is not asking you to forget their demonic attacks. Heaven is commanding you to watch the divine alignment perfectly execute its mandate. You are about to witness the supreme power of raw karmic justice. The architecture of their fake reality is dissolving. The walls are caving in on their incredible arrogance. You survived the brutal incubation season. You absorbed the scorching fire and became completely fireproof, and now the exact fire they started is turning back to consume their own house. Lock in your frequency right now, because the ultimate revelation of their absolute destruction is standing right before you. I promised you the exact X-ray of their collapse, and here is the undeniable verdict heaven promised at the very beginning. I want you to picture the exact person who sat in that room and mocked your intuition, the one who orchestrated your smear campaign with absolute arrogance. Right now, in that very same room, the atmosphere is violently suffocating them. The flying monkeys they gathered to destroy you are actively turning against them. The lies they spun are unraveling at incredible speed. Their carefully curated false reality is completely caving in on their heads. And in a moment of absolute, undeniable panic, they are visibly trembling. The sweat of pure terror is literally breaking on their forehead. They are slamming their hands on the table, desperately trying to defend your name in front of the very crowd they turned against you. They are screaming to convince everyone that you were the real diamond all along. They are making frantic calls because they finally realize their entire matrix is disintegrating without your pure light. They are begging the universe to bring your energy back to save their collapsing empire. But the energetic cord is permanently cut. While they are experiencing a public, irreversible system crash, you are miles away from their chaos. You are not even blinking at their destruction. You are completely untouchable. They learned how to manipulate from a broken system designed to enslave. You learned how to rule from the pure divine source. They built a fragile house of cards on stolen emotional energy. You built an indestructible fortress on raw, brutal survival. The vindication you waited for in the dark is happening right now under the glaring lights of their own absolute destruction. Your profound silence literally starved their parasitic demons to death. You won the ultimate war without ever lifting a single physical finger. The scales of divine karmic justice have slammed down heavily in your absolute favor. They wanted you permanently buried, but instead, they became the exact shovel that dug up your infinite treasure. They are nothing but dust in your rearview mirror. They followed a syllabus created by a dense, asleep society. You followed the absolute truth of your cellular knowing. They collect cheap applause to numb their terrifying insecurities. You collect deep scars that transform into massive spiritual leverage. The universe is forcing them to watch you step into your ultimate power. But carrying this kind of high-frequency energy in a dense world completely exhausts your physical and spiritual vessel. You cannot fight these massive demonic spiritual battles while running on an empty biological battery. Witnessing the collapse of their matrix requires an immense amount of your pure life force. That is exactly why the Dark Elite engineered low frequencies in the modern world. They intentionally suppressed your natural gamma state to keep you spiritually exhausted and completely broke. They knew your fully activated frequency would permanently dismantle their generational control. They need you tired so you cannot fight back. I must reveal the ultimate weapon they desperately tried to hide from your bloodline. A leaked CIA document, backed by 4 top neuroscience labs, just exposed the exact 7-second audio protocol used to shield your aura. The scientists discovered how to instantly reactivate your dormant genius state. The elite compressed an entire gamma activation protocol into a simple, highly classified track called the Genius Song. This profound tool was never meant for the cycle breakers. It was designed to keep the elite entirely in control. The Matrix is absolutely panicking right now because the remnant is waking up and reclaiming this suppressed technology. They are actively trying to scrub this leaked document from the internet as we speak. You have minutes, maybe seconds, before the algorithm shuts this transmission down entirely. The elite want you confused by cheap, dangerous copies circulating online, so you stay energetically unprotected. Do not let them steal your divine shield. Your spiritual discernment knows the authentic truth. You must claim your authentic access right now. Click the exact link in the pinned comment below immediately before access is revoked forever. If your cellular intuition is vibrating right now, do not resist this supreme instruction. Your left brain will try to inject heavy doubt to keep you trapped in a matrix survival frequency. Silence it immediately. That hesitation is exact matrix programming designed to keep you poor and exhausted. Heaven does not measure your faith by your thoughts. Heaven measures your faith by the speed of your obedience to lock in this massive wealth. By securing the genius song through the protected link, you are placing an impenetrable dome of light over your entire bloodline. Step through the portal immediately and watch heaven multiply your harvest before the sun rises. The era of your absolute dominion is secured right here. You walked into this season bleeding from wounds inflicted by people blind to your worth. But look at you now. You have transcended their toxic matrix. You are completely untouched. The heavy cloak of the perfect victim no longer fits your broad shoulders, because you have officially shed that false identity forever. Heaven is placing the absolute crown of authority upon your head right now, and your enemies are forced to watch you rise in glorious triumph. They wanted you to remain small, so their fragile egos could feel safe in the dark. You chose to expand into your divine purpose despite the blazing fire. They memorize fake apologies to manipulate the asleep crowd, while you absorb the raw truth to become a demonstrated warrior of light. The profound difference between you and them is now permanently etched into the fabric of the universe. You are the ultimate cycle breaker. Time was supposed to age you under the massive weight of their betrayals. Yet here you are making time itself look like an absolute fool. You did not just survive their demonic spiritual warfare. You literally bent reality to your will. You are stepping into a permanent and untouchable, ageless glow. While their bitterness rots them from the inside, the divine source is actively renewing your cellular structure to prepare you for the harvest. They followed a syllabus of deception to steal what was never rightfully theirs. You followed your survival instinct to reclaim your profound spiritual birthright. They build temporary alliances based on mutual hatred and deep insecurity, while you stand completely alone because the Supreme Creator is your only required alliance. The universe honors the chosen one who stands firm in the violent storm. You stood your ground, and the storm eventually surrendered to your immense power. You are officially retired from being a human battery for broken parasites. The era of pouring your pristine energy into their bottomless black holes is permanently over. From this exact second forward, your immense empathy is reserved strictly for your own massive elevation and the healing of your bloodline. The universe is actively realigning your daily reality to match this high frequency. The massive doors that were shut are flying wide open. Every tear you shed in silence was collected as irrefutable evidence against their corrupt matrix. The spiritual court has read the final verdict, and the decision is entirely in your favor. You are no longer waiting in wound for an apology from a system that was explicitly designed to consume you. You are transcending the very fabric of their artificial reality. The remnant is rising globally, and you are positioned at the absolute vanguard of this spiritual army. The financial struggles that plagued your bloodline are shattering right here and now. The spiritual exhaustion that kept you anchored to their low density is completely lifting. You are a diamond that was formed under the crushing pressure of their vicious lies, and now the brilliant light of your truth is blinding them entirely. Heaven is handing you the absolute keys to the kingdom, and you must reach out and claim them immediately. The accuser will try to inject heavy doubt into your left brain right now. The matrix programming will whisper that you need to hesitate and calculate your next logical move. Silence that demonic voice immediately, because that hesitation is the exact psychological mechanism designed to keep you trapped in poverty and survival mode. If your spirit is vibrating with a cellular knowing today, you cannot afford to wait. The universe demands absolute action. God does not measure your faith by your silent thoughts in the dark. Heaven measures your faith by the exact speed of your physical obedience when the portal opens. The elite forces are watching this frequency shift with absolute terror, and they are deploying every algorithm to block your access to the gamma state. You must lock in your energetic shield before they permanently close the portal. You have an absolute duty to protect your divine mandate. When you secure your access to this classified protocol today, you also unlock the sacred gifts heaven prepared for your bloodline. These divine tools are heavily guarded secrets that the elite use to consolidate their generational wealth, and they are now being transferred directly into your hands. This is not a commercial transaction. It is a profound, energetic seed planted into the fertile soil of your new reality. The divine guarantee protects your aura completely. Click the specific link in the pinned comment below right now. Do not wait for the matrix to distract your mind. Claim your access to the genius song and anchor your high frequency permanently into the material plane. This is an energetic exchange that seals your divine protection against their dark attacks. Step through the portal immediately. Your absolute obedience triggers the massive harvest you deserve, and heaven is waiting for your move. Say this out loud with me right now in your physical space. I claim my permanent freedom. I am the cycle breaker heaven deployed. The chains of the narcissist are entirely broken. The wealth of the universe is my absolute birthright. You are deeply beloved and highly anointed by the ultimate creator. Stand in your untouchable power. The victory was always yours.